Welcome to the next in a series of videos of using CITO. We showed in the introduction some general principles about navigating around the screen, and now I want to come on to widgets. Under the options menu you have the opportunity to add widgets, and if you want to use a patient list you can decide what criteria you want to display using the settings symbol. So under column display and filter you can choose what it is that you want to identify. For example, we can choose to display the date of birth or not, we can display the gender or not, the name or not, the age or not. We can then decide whether the identifiers want to be shown, and I would suggest that that's always ticked. That would include the unit number and the NHS number, which is a useful thing to have on your lists. And then you come into patient class, and here we want to set up, for example, an outpatient widget. So we pick that it's an outpatient that we want to choose, and then we want to demonstrate what clinic we want to choose. For example, you could type VASC for vascular, and then it will give you a list of vascular clinics that have VASC in them. You could alternately choose your specialty code, for example 107, which is the vascular national code, or indeed you could put in a specific name, and again you'll get some clues in that way. Having chosen which clinic you want to demonstrate it for, you then get to pick whether you want to see clinics in the next 7 days or the previous 7 days, you want to see a clinic today, or you want to see a clinic on a given date. Using the date picker function. Having done that for an outpatient widget, you can in fact do exactly the same for an inpatient widget, which on this occasion you could call, for example, ward G32 diabetes. And then you get to choose what you want to demonstrate in a similar way. We want to choose the name, for instance, and the age. We want to use the identifiers as we've said above. We don't need any of the address to come in this particular list. We're going to choose inpatients, and the ward we're going to choose is going to be G32, and that's that ward. And then again you would save that, and that would bring you up an inpatient ward. These widgets are currently empty because I'm in a test system. In a real system, this is the sort of view you would get. So you can get a widget which would show you, for example, this week's outpatient and next week outpatient and the patients on a given ward. I've moved these around to make sure that none of the patients are identifiable. Down here it's possible to create an external list, as I showed you earlier, relating to patients on an operating list on a given date, and again that's using the external list function in the widget options. That's a whistle-stop tour around widgets. You also get the opportunity to decide how they will display on screen. You can make them smaller, bigger, different shapes. You can put multiple widgets in so they fill your screen, and that's a good way of making them fit. So all of this, you can also color them depending on how you want them to appear, and draw your eye. That's an important function. The idea will be that when you log into CITO you will have a pre-published inpatient widget. You will be able to choose the ward, and you will have a chosen outpatient widget, and you will be able to click and choose the clinic that you want to show. If you want different widgets, you use the add widget option. So that's a little bit about widgets, and I hope you find that useful.